answer takes more than one answer. I was born in Washington, D.C. Then my family moved for my dad's work to Ohio. We were there for a couple years in Solon, Ohio. And then we moved from Solon, Ohio to Bucks County, Pennsylvania. And we were there for a couple years. And then Bucks County, by the way, is where Pink is from. I never knew her, but fun fact. Then when we then we moved to Lancaster, Pennsylvania when I was 7, I believe, and I grew up the rest of my life in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So I call Lancaster, Pennsylvania home, but it's not where I was born, if that makes sense technically. And I've been in Charlotte now for more than 13 years. I love to go to Loopy's. I like their Texas chili mac and cheese. Love Loopy's so much. They also have really good banana pudding. Oh, because I'm a glutton for punishment. I've always so the thing about news is that being on television, broadcast news, which is what I do, is like 5% of my day. Most of the day is reading and writing and talking to people. Okay, so I got into it because I really love to read and write. Those are my first true loves when it comes to like a profession or a career. And that's what I still love to really do. So I love storytelling, I love fact finding, I like meeting people and talking to them. I believe deeply in what journalism does in this country, holding those in power to account. I believe deeply in it. So yes, that's why I'm in this profession. The biggest impact on me. I don't know that there's just one story that's had the biggest impact on me. There are stories throughout the course of your career that you don't forget, that you think about a lot. Erica Parsons I think about a lot, and that story is still ongoing. Her adoptive parents have now been charged with her murder. That story, Zara Baker, Kyla Davenport, Malaya Hewen. There are baby Jordan Dumont, the little kids in our community, the most vulnerable members of our community. Those stories stick with me. Either be a homicide detective or an FBI agent. I'm 1 year away from aging out of ever being able to be an FBI agent. So if I'm gonna become an FBI agent, it's gonna be very soon, you'll know about it. The people in Charlotte and the surrounding areas are incredible. A band that I always come back to, that I love, that like I blast it when I'm listening to them, is Fleetwood Mac. And then outside of Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Nicks, just on her own. I love Fleetwood Mac. I love Stevie Nicks. I've been to their concert. When they played at Time Warner Cable Arena, I went and saw them, and it was probably the best concert I'd ever been to. There's just something about Fleetwood Mac, and then there's something about Stevie Nicks that I love.
They're great live.
My favorite WCCB memory. There are a lot. I've been here for 13 years. I've grown up here. You know, The Edge is, so when I did the Edge with Fred, those years were the good old days. And I don't know that we knew it when we were doing those shows, sort of like what that partnership and that lightning in a bottle felt like, but that whole time period, it was about 4 years when I did the Edge with Brother Fred, was really, really special. Half the time Fred and I didn't even get along. Like, we fought like cats and dogs, which you probably could tell on television, but we loved each other. Like, it was like brothers and sisters fighting like cats and dogs. And then he left and he moved to Chicago for his big radio job, and we're still close. We still talk on a regular basis. He still comes and does the Edge with me. And when he does come and do the Edge with me again, when he's in town, I always think like, oh my gosh, those were the good old days. Is how involved I am in our news gathering, how much I want it to be perfect every single night for you guys. And when it's not perfect, I'm the first one who's voicing concerns behind the scenes, or even telling you on camera live, like, that wasn't right. I want it to always be 100% accurate for you guys.